What's up all you lads and ladies? Welcome to another fascinating video in the world of Reddit. If you liked the video, post your favorite Reddit comment below, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Thanks to Cade Lopperzuckerb in my last video who commented that he walked out of the Lego movie because he was scared of tsunamis. Wow. Hope you enjoy this video about Donald Duck. I mean Trump. How would the world react if Trump got assassinated the same way JFK did? I'll take fastest ways to get the alphabet boys at your door for 500 Alex. Alphabet boys made me laugh. Mayo take my upvote. I'm just surprised it's people's first time hearing it. Feel like I've heard that phrase for 2 decades. Granted, mostly in hip hop though. What does it mean? FBI, CIA, ATF, D, TSA, etc. I know most of these, but who are the ETC? They'd probably start to question the safety of convertibles in motorcades. Other polarizing high-profile targets like the Pope would probably have to resort to extreme measures like bulletproof enclosures in order to remain visible and safe. That would never happen. How would the Pope breathe? Unless. Do popes need a lot of air, or can we just poke holes in the lid? We can add a leaf and a stick to simulate his natural environment. Nobody has ever been frightened when they see a pope. It's more like, here comes a pope. I hope he settles near me so I can pet him. What were we talking about? Common misconception. Popes are actually completely anaerobic and don't need to breathe. It's true. They can survive entirely on the consecrated Eucharistic sacramental elements of bread and wine, along with some holy water. The infusion of the Holy Spirit works as an oxidizing agent in the absence of oxygen. The infusion of the Holy Spirit works as an oxidizing agent in the absence of oxygen. That's just theological mumbo jumbo. They survive on the oxygen that is within the bread and wine, and via photosynthesis, breaking the bonds in the holy water to produce hydrogen and oxygen. On another note, popes are incredibly combustible. Caution, inflammable. I would be incredibly impressed by the gun that managed to hit him through the roof of the presidential L in my opinion, and the organizational capabilities of whoever pulled it off. Could the L in my opinion block a shot from some sort of anti-material rifle? Like those guns that are designed to shoot through an engine block. Oh yeah, Cadillac one is a tank. I think it has like a foot 8 inches of armor thickness everywhere. 8 inches, so not far off. Multiple types of material, which helps too. I just looked up specs and it's insane. It's completely airtight with its own oxygen supply and built-in weapons. Plus, a whole bunch of top secret. I'm sure you could probably run a war from that thing. Just saying hi to the FBI agents reading this thread. Hi. Don't worry boys, I got this. Clickety clack. I'm in. Is that all it takes to be a hacker? Put on a pair of high heels, tap shoes. Well, you're on a list now. Everyone is on the list. Woo. You get a raid, I get a raid, he gets a raid, and she gets a raid. They're raiding everyone in this bitch. True. I thought about how everyone commenting on this post will probably get put on the same list, but like the sweet karma whore that I am, I couldn't resist. FBI would like to know your location. FBI would probably be cracking open champagne too. For a job well done, just like Kennedy. Actually that was CI. Squelch line drops dead. Controlled by the lizard PR. Hello fellow humans. That was a typo. The Bilderberg group was worried you were about to blow their co. Oh my. But this has been a fun comment thread with all these jokes about conspiracies that absolutely no one should look into under any circumstances. Best we all just watch some Netflix and forget we were ever here. Regardless of me really disliking that orange twat, I'd celebrate if he was removed from office due to gross misconduct. This would be terrible. As if the US wasn't unstable enough already, this would definitely push the US over the edge, whatever consequences that might have. Like it or not, the US is a very important player on the global stage. Whether or not you like the US having the amount of power and influence it has, nobody with good international intentions looking at you too. Russia and China wants the gun-wielding neighborhood cop to have a mental breakdown. 100% agree on this. Also, I would hate to see him become a martyr of any shape or form. Makes my skin crawl thinking about it. I would like him to be voted out of office, then faded into obscurity until the public is indifferent about him. That's the ideal timeline. But 2020 has not shown any inclination to work out that way, right? Whoever thought that the fate of the country would come down to people's willingness to show up to the polls during an actual pandemic and vote for Joe fricking Biden? To be clear, I will be doing exactly that, but I have little faith in enough other people to do so for it to make a difference. Why do so many people voting and saying others should vote always add in something to the effect that Trump will win either way? I guess I'm missing how that's supposed to get more people to vote. Faded into obscurity. That's wishful thinking. But you know full and well he'll call up Fox on a daily basis to discuss how good of a job he did until he dies. I have never killed anyone, but I have read some obituary notices with great satisfaction. Clarence Darrow, 1932. To paraphrase Bette Davis, my mother said to only say good things about the dead. He's dead. Good. She said that about Joan Crawford actually, so she rather than he, but she did say it. And hey, we all die. I don't understand why people have this thing about everyone is great once they are dead. We all die. Some of us are real assholes who shouldn't be missed and make the world better by leaving. That's the truth. But the others are right. Trump needs to die old, hated and alone, knowing how much he's hated and how kids will learn about the most incompetent asshole as POTUS forever, and he needs to die in the hospital wing of a godforsaken prison, long forgotten by a world that has moved on and only marks his death with a sneer and laugh. I don't think he'd really comprehend it, ever. It would always be someone else's fault or problem that his greatness isn't recognized by everyone. No, he probably wouldn't, and he'd still have his very small private cache of lapdogs and believers. Think Hannity, Stephen Miller, etc. to remind him that he was the greatest president to ever walk the earth, and that anyone who ever spoke out against him was either vindictive or jealous. And honestly that's okay with me. Let him think that way. Let him die that way. As long as he's not sitting behind that desk in the Oval Office. Frankly my dear, I don't give a damn. Can we please add worst president ever to the history books before he dies? I kinda want to see the meltdown over that. I hate the guy as president. I really do. But my preferred method would be voting him out. I'm also firmly against violence. Him being assassinated would make him and his movement sympathetic. It would paint the opposition with a broad brush, as in sympathetic. He could be idolized for years to come by his followers and motivate more politicians like him. And on top of all that, we'd get Pence as president. At least most of the things Trump tries to do are thwarted by his own incompetence. Pence would be more effective at being an asshole. Him being assassinated would make him and his movement sympathetic. It would paint the opposition with a broad brush, as in sympathetic. He could be idolized for years to come by his followers and motivate more politicians like him. This is why assassination would be bad. Yup. If you though the Kennedy assassination had conspiracy theories spring up, this has preemptive conspiracy theories. Remember Alex Jones had summit about Trump being drugged by the deep state 2-3 years ago to explain why Donnie sounds like he has brain damage. Scalia was murdered. I 100% don't want Trump to be assassinated. It'd be bad for the country. I'd still sing Ding Dong the Witch is Dead though. Exactly. In death he becomes a martyr, and his supporters will take it as a sign that he should be treated as greater than he is. Voted out, he just becomes another former one-term president who lost a re-election bid, and depending how badly he were to lose, it will dissuade others from trying to replicate him. Furthermore, how likely is it that Trump will sing like a canary and implicate several co-conspirators after the state of New York arrest him for financial fraud? Trump won't go quietly. He will throw everyone else under the bus if he thinks it might spare him. Trump won't go quietly. He will throw everyone else under the bus if he thinks it might spare him. This is my dream scenario if he gets voted out. After leaving office, I'd assume he'd immediately get indicted for the various things he's been accused of. During interrogations and questioning, he literally throws like quarter of Congress, his entire cabinet, as well as all the other people he'd been colluding with outside of politics, like say, people who associated with Epstein and the ex-trafficking ring. Throw them all into prison. He might actually succeed with his campaign promise of draining the swamp, lol. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell like it owes you money. Remember to post your favorite Reddit comment from the video for a chance to be featured in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic video about life advice. Show a small channel some love by liking and subscribing. Take care. Pip pip cheerio. Much love from me, Matt British.